Hi, how are you? My name is Houston and welcome back to another video. I am sore as hell. I had a race yesterday, an unofficial race, but still a race, a little challenge that I put on for myself. I did the 6-hour timed ultra marathon yesterday. It was by far the hardest thing that I have ever done. And I think more than a physical challenge, it was a mental challenge. With that being said, let's get into the video and talk about it. Okay, we're back here on another Crab's Treasure, and I've progressed significantly since the last video. I've just I don't know, I think I finally kind of figured out how to play the game. You know, every Souls game like has this, it has a rhythm to it, right? Or every Souls-like game has a rhythm to it that takes a little bit to get down. I don't know why this one has taken me so long, but it definitely feels playable now more than it did before in the past, like, god, however many videos I've made on it, like what, 3 or 4. You could see I have my I have my Dark Souls outfit now, my Solaire outfit. Increases your dodge roll iframes by 30%. Haha, just kidding. Elden Bay seasoning. Yeah, they're definitely not subtle with their inspirations that they're pulling from. I mean, obviously with the Solaire outfit, Elden Bay, the main area out there that I just came from is called the Sands Between. You know, I do wonder how people feel about inspiration being pulled like so aggressively, I guess, or so blatantly from things like that. Because in my opinion, if the game does it well, or actually this is probably the case with a lot of things, but you know, if they pull the inspiration and you're like, oh, okay, like obviously it's from that thing. If they do it well, then people are like, oh, I don't care, because like, yeah, they're wearing their inspirations on their sleeves and they're putting their own creative twist on it. But it's funny because if they don't do it well, then everybody's always like, well, this is the fucking worst thing I've ever seen. And plus they just copied everything from Elden Ring or you know, whatever the inspiration might be.
Thought you could just scuttle in here?
Oh my god, Inkerton. Also got this capsize, boom, big damage.
Not worth my time.
Oh, of course. Now you're running away. But he's gonna be stronger later when I fight him, right? Not worth my time. He had a very anime-esque voice. I'm pleasantly surprised by like how philosophical this game is. So I'm probably gonna get either Wavebreaker or Kintsugi next. It's actually interesting that it's called Kintsugi because Kintsugi is the, I'm pretty sure I'm getting this right, but it's the process of taking pottery that's broken. They do it in Japan, and basically they take the broken pieces of the pottery, and when they put it together, they almost like glue it with gold. And so when the pottery, like a cup for instance, with that picture there, they put the cup together, there are gold lines in places of the cracks. So it's almost like they're showing off the beauty in its imperfections. You can have something that's broken, but it also becomes something brand new and something different to be appreciated because it ends up getting that gold line along its breakage. I just put everything into attack. Just a brute. Like when I was talking to the mantis shrimp when he was giving me his ability, he was talking about how like a true warrior can really only know what power is if they don't want to fight, or if they don't want to put violence into the world. And I was like, this reminds me so much of Vinland Saga. Oh, that's new. A Lego. That's also new. Punching glove. A punching glove. Holy shit, I'm stupid. It's a fucking boxing glove. Yeah, I might as well just end the video right there. Nice punching glove, dude. I blame any bad gameplay on the fact that Hikari is on my lap right now. Yeah, so like I'm not sure if I want to do like a whole entire video on the race, like just centered around that, because I did take a bunch of videos while I was running. I mean, I think I have like 29 or 30 of them. I just feel like it might be a little bit more difficult to really talk about the race and like what I think that it, I guess, taught me and what's kind of like going through my mind as a game like this is playing in the background. What the fuck? I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess. So when I was talking about the philosophical thing, like this crab here was talking about violence and how the only way to proceed through the world and in order to like avenge the people that have fallen around you, you have to resort to violence and you have to like just get more power. And through that, I found that boss, and the boss was like, no, it's not about power, it's about understanding. And then they taught me their move and not this crab. So yeah, I don't know, dude. Like it's very like whimsical and childlike, but there are just a lot of great themes about you know, like power and innocence, especially with Krill, the main crab character. Like, because he just says, I just want my shell and I want to go home. But then everybody around him is like fighting for control over the town, control over the resources. I'm just like, dude, this is so much more than I thought it would be. I mean, at the end of the day, this game is, you know, it's about pollution, right? I mean, you're literally like collecting microplastics for the currency. It's just so strange because I didn't expect so much of it to, I guess, stick with me. Oh, that's cool. Little cowboy outfit. Let's see. Let's check her out. Nice. Nah, we gotta go with the Solaire though. Like some of the characters are talking about how they just want everything back to the old ways, or things just aren't how they used to be. Krill, who's just like looking for his shell, is also thinking the same exact thing. I mean, he is a coward at the end of the day, and he talks about that. Like he's like, he doesn't care. But as you battle your way through the game against the Roland guy, who seems to be this like oil baron caricature, you start to see that Krill isn't only fighting for his shell, but he's fighting to like eliminate the pollution in his own home and the pollution in like the whole entire ocean. I mean, like look where I'm playing right now. Like I'm inside this dilapidated town that's just filled with oil and garbage and old crab traps and like, you know, rusty nails and just, you know, any sort of piece of garbage imaginable. All right, you executioner bastard, come here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Am I dead? Oh no. Nice. Holy shit, I do so much damage with that. I keep getting yeeted into the air. Oh, that could be really good. 40% charged attack damage since I use that so much. 40% charge damage and 35% balance damage. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Not just give it a shot, but I'm gonna fuck him up. I need this can though. There we go. That's also something that I didn't realize would be as good as it is. Like putting a weapon on the end of your fork. It just makes it so you have like a great sword or like a colossal weapon like an Elden Ring. Bring it on, dog. Oh, you got a paint roller. All right, you're bringing it. And you got, oh my god, the gunk damage. All right, that went really well for first try. What the hell? Putting a spring on the end of my fork. That makes sense. Oh, he's got a shield. Yeah, this might be rough. He's got a shield and he does poison damage. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion against this boss. Huge. Okay. Yeah, dude, the Manus attack is so good. I'm just big charged attack. Oh my god, that did so much damage. What the hell? Second try, easy. I mean, first try, easy. Dude, like I tried playing Dragon Quest last night, and I just couldn't care about it enough, which makes me sad because I like want to get into it, but I don't know if it's just maybe the wrong time for me to try and play that game or like what's going on. But yeah, it kind of sucks because like I want to like it, and it's not that I dislike it, but like I just don't really have the energy to try and get through a game that's that long. Everybody's like, oh dude, it's like 60 hours. I'm like, okay, well that's like fucking 40 more hours than I want to spend on a game right now. So I'm gonna have to put that one off for a while. I mean I felt that way about this game not too long ago as well. I don't know, it's just weird, you know, how like some games they just don't really stick with you at first, but then if you just put like a little bit more time into them, then they end up like being one of those games that you don't really want to put down. Dude, I drank a full sugar, like a normal Sprite yesterday, like at the tail end of my race, and holy shit, I cannot believe that people drink like full packs of those things, like day in, like multiple cans of soda every day. It's insane to me. I know that I sound like I'm like a middle schooler right now, like dude, a whole can of soda. Holy shit. I don't want to say that sugar's poison because I think that that's a weird buzzword these days, but yeah, it's just crazy to me how people will consume so much of that stuff. I gotta say though, after like never drinking them, because I only drink zero sugar, like diet stuff like that, diet ginger ale that I'm drinking right now, it is pretty crazy like how energized you feel when you consume sugar and you're just not used to it. I know that I keep harping on about this, but it's kind of the whole point of why I think this game is actually so great. The main villain guy, Roland, he's also the owner of Shellfish Corporation, which is, you know, like Shell Corporation, but you know, like the gas station's like a massive oil giant. So many characters in this talk about the spiral, and then they talk about the circle. The moon shell that you use as like the bonfire in this game, it's a spiral, and so many things manifest in a spiral throughout the world. It's funny, it reminds me of Uzumaki. The new trailer for that just released too, and oh my god, it looks so good. I've never read any of Junji Ito's work, but that trailer looks incredible, and just like the adaptation, it's just one of those series that because I've seen manga panels from it, of course, but it's one of those series where you're just like, how could this ever get adapted properly? Kind of like Berserk, you know, or like Vagabond maybe. They talk about the spiral and the circle in a way where like all things are bound by the circle. Oh, that's so cool. See, so exactly what I was talking about. So this ability regenerates my shell right as it breaks, and it only works once per life, but that's cool. So when it regenerates, it gets the gold lines in it, like actual Kintsugi. That's beautiful. But yeah, one of the characters talks about the circle. They say, like, as a crab is born, a crab lives, and a crab dies. And the very reefs that we exist on, they form, and then they get inhabited, and they can get polluted like they are now. And then they also die. And it just says like everything returns to what it once was. It's kind of like that quote. It's like, what is it from Revelations? Like all things will be, or Revelation, all things will return to the dust. Something like that. For somebody like me who loves philosophy, it's just really interesting to see this esoteric wisdom be throughout this game that's so childlike on the surface. I think that I'm going to just make a separate video that is just dedicated to talking about the race, and that'll include the footage from the race, because like apart from me thinking about the mental struggle that was part of the race, I really want to go into like what made me want to do it and what it means for the 50-mile race that I have in 2 months, just a little under 2 months now, actually. How, if you're faced with something like that yourself, like how you can get through it, not just the physical point of it, because there's comes a point when the physical strain is nothing and it's just all mental, because your body is just so much more capable than you think it is. You just have to keep taking like one step at a time. I really think that that's just deserving of its own video, because that'll allow me to be a little bit more focused instead of talking about the philosophy of a crab video game and then jumping to like you know, an ultra marathon. I can now say that I've done an ultra marathon, and I actually have something on my whiteboard right over here that I put at the beginning of this year, and it says, it's something from BPN, and they sent it out at the beginning of the year, and it's like this little pamphlet. I could just show you. It says we feel performance, and it's like, if you want to push the standards of health, wellness, and resilience, we want you to be the person you know you can be. In 2024, write it down, commit to something difficult. And this is actually when I signed up for the 50-miler at the beginning of this year. And yeah, it just says your year starts here, and then I wrote run an ultra marathon. So while the 50K that I did was self-imposed and it wasn't official, still a 50K, still 31.6 miles, baby. See, dude, right here, look. So this guy is talking about how way out in the slurry and all that, they lost their holy land, but now it's gone. And he's like, well, there's no point in dwelling on it now, right? And then Krill asks, how do you lose track of a whole place? And he's like, well, the same way you lose track of anything, by letting it leave your heart and mind for too long. And after generations, how can you even say it ever existed? And so much of that is relevant when you're talking about like imagine like a story that gets passed down generation to generation. Then all it really takes is one grandmother or grandfather not to tell their grandchild or their own child about it, and then it doesn't get passed on to their kids, and then their kids, and then their kids. It's funny because when we get distracted with life, we tend to forget the things that have always been part of our life that leave us on like autopilot, right? You just get used to things. I know, dude, it's a crab video game, but it's seriously making me just ponder these things that I never thought that it would be capable of doing for me. I also think there's an argument to be made that, like, you know, not everything has to be philosophical like that. Not everything has to be read into in that way. But I think that the best pieces of media are those things that can be read into it, but they don't have to be. Oh, the Ceviche sisters are just shooting me. Holy shit. Come here. Oh, shit. Oh, nice. The little backhand from the Ceviche. Well, Ceviche sounds good right now. Give me this Lego here. Die. Oh my God, get one shot. Whoa. You too. I can't see. Hikari's in front of me now. That's crazy. Oh my God, that's such a good attack. It does so much posture damage. This game is so much more than I thought it would be, especially on the story side. I think that you could still enjoy it even if you don't read into it as much as I do. But yeah, man, it's been pretty amazing. It was tough for me to get down, but at the end of the day, I think it was totally worth it. Next, I'm probably gonna do 9 Souls next. That game is just calling my name every time I open Steam. It's just that I see the 2D animation and the 2D illustrations for the trailer and the cover art. I'm like, dude, I gotta play this game. It looks right up my alley. So yeah, hopefully the next video will be the 50K breakdown. It'll all depend on like how much I have to do at work this week, and then I'm going to another wedding this next weekend. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out, always stopping by. It's been pretty interesting, like trying to navigate like how busy I feel like I've been lately, and still trying to get videos out. I do love doing this stuff, and I appreciate anybody that shows up, that listens to me just, you know, talk about things that I love. So again, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.